Howdy folks, Bluesboyjag here, another 4-string cigar box guitar lesson. It's the great Sun House, Death Letter Blues. We're tuned to open G on this one. This is an A string tuned down to G. And a D tuned normal to D. Another G, and a B. G, D, G, and B. So this one is pretty funky. Lots of heavy-duty slide on this one. So we're going to be concentrating mainly on the 3rd fret, the 5th fret, and the 12th fret. So he changes the riff up pretty much every few seconds, just slightly. It's what you call freeform, for sure. All right, so I'm going to start out playing with an upstrum. There's 2 ways you can do this. Well, actually, there's a million ways you can do this, but he is either using a finger like this or a slide. So either way, it's fine. It's easier to see what I'm doing if I'm using my finger. What I'm doing is an up strum, and then down up. Sometimes I'll slide into it, and that is the 3rd string sliding from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. Then I'm going to jump that 1st finger over to the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Sometimes he plays this note, and sometimes he plays this note. Did you notice something kind of weird there? There's a couple beats that are completely missing. Every other time or 2 or 3. It's just random. That's the only way I can explain it. So let's try it this way. This is the easy way to start out. 1st finger, you're sliding from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret, starting with an up strum. As soon as you strum, I mean the exact nanosecond that you strum, you're going to be sliding from 2 to 3 on the 3rd string. You start with the open chord, which is a G. Then I'm sliding 1st finger on that 3rd string from the 2nd to the 3rd fret. Then I'm jumping over to the 2nd string. Sometimes he does it on the 4th string. Sometimes it's the 3rd to the 2nd. You can even do it 2nd to 1st. So, start with the up. This is a little tricky if you're not used to starting on the up. If you notice, this hand starts on the up and it just goes up, down, up, down. Real slow. And to be honest, I'm changing it up a lot because he does too. So sometimes he slides on that 4th string, sometimes the 3rd, and sometimes the 2nd. The first time I slid on the 4th, then I jumped to the 3rd. So sky's the limit. The main thing that you want to get to is the sound of that riff. It doesn't really matter which strings you're plucking. Starting with the up strum. Now I'm using my finger down here, not my slide. But you can also use your slide. I prefer my finger because it's kind of tricky to use your slide way down here because my first finger kind of gets in the way. It's also hard to pick individual notes or individual strings. But you can do it either way. So in other words, that's all 4 strings. And this is the 4th string. And the 3rd string. So I'm just going to jam for a minute. That's really the best way to go because it's all over the map. He changes it every few seconds. So here we go. I'm going to the 4 chord, which is the 5th fret. I'm using my thumb behind to stabilize my hand so I can do some tremolo stuff, like that. Then we go back to the main riff. Make sure it's really powerful and sloppy. Needs to be kind of like, you know, you've been drinking too much. Now we go to the 4 chord, which is the 5th fret. So you can see how it's kind of crazy and drunken, but that's pretty much the whole point. Okay, now, but the slow part. So I'm playing the slide on the 4th string, and sometimes I'm using my finger, I'm not sure why, on that 3rd string. So you can do either fingers or slide or always fingers, or mix it up however you want. But the main thing is to get that feel. Don't forget to add those extra 2 beats, which I think I forgot there. Now I'm going to go to the 4 chord. It's going to be D. So I'm playing that same riff, but instead of going up to the 12th fret, I'm going up here to the 5th fret. Now we go back to the previous riff. Now I'm going to go to the 5 chord, which is the 7th fret, and then the 4 chord, and then open. So it's a riff for every chord, the 1 and the 4 and the 5. Here's the 4 chord right there on the 5th fret. Now we go back to that riff. Now we're going to go to the 5 and the 4 and now the 1. And that's the whole song. So it is tricky. It's a little bit hard to wrap your brain around where we are, the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord. Now here's here's an alternate way to do it. I use my first finger. So instead of sliding down here, I'm using my first finger on the 3rd fret. Then I'm jumping over to the 2nd string. And then I'm using my slide only up here. And when you walk down, use your slide on that too. All I'm doing there, I'm just moving that first finger from the 3rd string, 3rd fret, to the 2nd string, 3rd fret. So there's just a whole slew of different ways you can do this. And you can change in the middle of the whole thing. So let's say I'm going to play slide, then I'm going to suddenly stop playing slide. So I'll start out with the slide. That second time I didn't use a slide. So, what scale do we play on this one? Well, it's the usual pentatonic for the open tune guitar. So that's your 1 chord, which means if you're going to be playing any licks there, you're going to have to integrate the open strings. So that's all on the 1 chord. So you're not just doing a walking pattern, and you're also not doing a shuffle. It's much more basic than that, let's just say. It's real important to get that last strum on the up. And that's the cool part, because you hit the low G and then you hit the high G. Of course, you can slide into that too. I like to kind of just go splat right on top of the fret. Now the 4 chord. Now there's no solo per se on this one because you're sort of kind of soloing all the way through the whole thing. So that's the whole thing, key of G. So have fun with that. Let me know what other songs you would like me to put up here on the channel. And check out the website, bluesboyjag.com. My new website, well, sort of new, about a year or so old. Bluesboyjag CBGs for 21 years. Keep those cards and letters and requests coming, and we'll see you next time.